Today we're going to be making this tiny little foundation paper piece quilt block that is for the Live Well, Live Strong quilt. The Live Well, Live Strong quilt has 26 quilt blocks about health and wellness for women. The original size is 60 by 60 inches. This is the foundation paper piecing size, and the other size is the negative space version. So we've got lots of different options for you, and I've got some really fun surprises. But we are working on the balance quilt block because we could all use a little bit of balance in our lives, can't we? So the balance quilt block in the classic size of the Live Well, Live Strong quilt looks like this. And so it's just a series of different, hi Lynette, it's so good to see you, and hello all my quilty friends, and I know all of you guys are friends with each other too. So it is so good to see you guys, and I hope you had a great holiday. The balance quilt block is really a series of different half square triangles that are then combined together to kind of give that that look of a scale of balance, right? And how we're teetering. Hello, Amanda. So you're very cold in Louisiana. We are looking good here in Salt Lake City, and yes, we had a great Thanksgiving too. We actually got Betty home from the hospital on Thanksgiving Day, and hi Delinda, and Brant and Betty, 101 and 98, they celebrated their 77th wedding anniversary on Thanksgiving Day too. So we had a wonderful day and a great feast. We had a family member bring food to the home, and so we were able to enjoy that with Betty and Brant and my husband and I. And another sibling of Corey's brought the food up to the home. So it was really just an amazing feast and day, and a great celebration to be home from the hospital, right? So I have another really good surprise. We are going to get working on the foundation tiny paper piecing of the balance quilt block. And so this is what we're going to work on. So I'm going to show you how to do the balance quilt block with the tiny foundation paper piecing. And I just have little small pieces for this. But I want to show you a super great surprise. So for those of you that have finished a quilt top for the Live Well, Live Strong quilt, I now have quilt labels for you that I had printed professionally so that the die lot would not remove from it. So, so I have these, and I'm going to start mailing these out to those of you guys that have finished your quilt top from the sew along from last year. And then I'll be sending them out to you guys again for those of you guys that finished your quilt top this year. So anyways, or that are participating in the sew along this year. So isn't that just so fun? Let me go ahead and show you this up close. But you can see it has a picture of the quilt right here and what the meaning of every single quilt block is. So this is strength, and it says strength on there. It is a quilt label for the back of your quilt. So it says created by, that would be you, created for whoever it might be for yourself, the date that you made your quilt, the location, wherever you live, and then down on the bottom it says wash, machine cold, and tumble dry low, designed by Deanna Wall and stitchesquilting.com. And then it says at the very bottom, if found, return to. So we want a return to on there. And then it says quilt meaning. So if you want to put any little notation there about the quilt, then that's great too. So, but yeah, isn't this wonderful? So I'm going to be cutting these, and we're going to be mailing these out to you guys, and I cannot wait to get them out to you. So this is just a complimentary thing for finishing your quilt top. So I want to do everything to support you guys in getting a completed quilt top. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch the camera to the overhead camera, and we are going to work on the balance quilt block. So here we are with my little work surface here, and so you can see with the foundation paper piecing instructions, which is included in the original instructions. Let me go ahead and put this. So this is what the original pattern looks like. It's about 28 pages long. You can get it PDF or hard copy. In addition to that, we also have the foundation paper piecing, which is offered complimentary right now with your quilt pattern purchase. So you get a lot of different options. So you can see on this balance piece right here, I've just printed it off on regular newsprint paper, and this has 5 different pieces of fabric that we're going to combine together in this balanced quilt block. You can see there's the 1/4 inch seam allowance, so we have been working on this before, and we're going to use this piece right here to go ahead and get this done. Hi Jane, hi Lynette, hi Beth, hi everybody. Oh my gosh, it is so good to see every single one of you guys. I just absolutely love it. So let's go ahead and get started on this. So A1 is right over here. So we're going to take this quilt block and I'm going to write with my pencil on the newsprint the colors of the fabric that I'm using for my particular quilt. So this is the original colorway, and we're putting this lipstick color right here. I know the colors of the fabrics because, well, I have a quilt fabric store that's online, and it's more, so this is Sunshine, which is yellow, and then over here these are all gray. So I'm going to show you this right here. So you can see we've got gray, Sunshine, gray, gray, and Sunshine is yellow. So, I mean, I just know what the names of them are. And then that's the lipstick color. So I'm going to go ahead, and the first ones that we're going to do is A1 to A2. So you can see how it's all A1, A2, A3, A4. So we're going to start with A1 to A2. I'm going to get those 2 fabrics. So that's gray and Sunshine. So let's go ahead and line these 2 fabrics up. So gray is going to be A1. So that one is going to be touching first on this edge. So let's go ahead and fold this back just so you guys can see a little bit easier. I can see the sun kind of shining through my paper. But you can see when I fold that back along the stitch line, I'm allowing some excess fabric over here. So let's go ahead and open this up so you can see. So we're going to put A1 and A2 right here. And you can see as I fold this back, I have plenty of 1/4 inch seam there. But for these teeny tiny foundation paper piecings, I go ahead and I do it just a little bit smaller than a typical 1/4 inch seam. I use, when I'm stitching on my sewing machine, I use a 2.0, a teeny tiny little stitch length, so that then it will perforate your paper. So and it just kind of perforates the paper. So when we pull this back, you can see that's right there. I'm going to trim my excess fabric there. So I'm going to bring this down with my small little ruler, and I'm going to trim that off. I like using this little smaller rotary blade. I'm going to take this that way, and I'm going to grab my pressing mat, and we are going to press this open, right like that. Super easy. So what else do you guys have planned? Does anybody have Christmas decorations up? Gosh, I thought I heated this up. I'm going to use my large iron. I know that this is heated up. I must have just maybe pressed the button too many times on the little tiny one. Okay, let's move this over to the side. Does anybody have their Christmas lights up, or starting to decorate for Christmas or anything like that? Please let me know. Okay, we are now going to add another A1 to A2. The next color is A3. So I'm going to fold this back right along this seam, and I'm going to tear just slightly where I stitched right there. I'm going to tear my paper, fold this back right along that stitching line, and let me open this back up. You can see the stitching line, the dashed line. I'm folding it back, and this is where I know I need to add my next little bit right there, okay? So I'm going to trim off my fabric, and the next color that we're using there is another gray. So let's grab, did I drop my gray strip somewhere? I bet I dropped it on the floor. Oh, it's right here. It's down on this other side. So let me go ahead and trim off my excess gray over here too. So I'm going to just go like this, trim off my excess gray. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and line this up. We're going to fold that back, line up that gray with this yellow right here, and that looks real nice. You can see that. I'm going to open this back up, and I'm going to go ahead and stitch along the path of that line. So let's go ahead and put that back underneath the sewing machine, and let's go ahead and stitch that. So balance in our lives is so important. And we need to feel some balance and peace there. We're going to open this one back up. Let's go ahead and stitch this like that. Okay, and let's turn this around. I'm looking good with my other pieces right there. We're going to go ahead and trim this off with our ruler. So I can go ahead and kind of clean up the edge of our paper because I'm using excess paper here. So let's go ahead and clean this off and over there. Okay, our next one is A4, which is gray again. So we're going to lay this down, and A4 needs to go right here. We're going to fold down that line right there. Here we go. I am going to, I just need to tear that paper just a tiny little bit. And I am just a tiny bit short on this little one, but I am going to just go for it because this is a live video. So I'm going to just trim that off and do my little seam allowance. Let's go ahead, and I folded that back along the seam that's going to be joining these. So let's do that. And I have just like a little tiny chunk in there, but we're going to just keep moving forward. Okay, let's bring this over. You can see I've matched my seam allowances. Flip that, and let's go ahead and stitch right here. There we go. Let's stitch right on that little dash stitching line. Okay, does anybody have your Christmas decorations up? Hi, Laura. It's so good to see you. Yes, we did our outside of our house too, Lynette. We haven't done anything yet inside. It's really fun seeing all the Christmas lights going up around the different communities that are out there. Let's go ahead and give this a press. And all we have to do is now add our lipstick color to this. And then this block is going to be completely finished. So we've got our little bit of sunshine in these 3 triangles right there. We're going to see it a little bit better. So we're going to fold back the line between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's fold back that seam allowance right there, or where that stitch line is, I should say. So you can see the stitch line that I'm using between those and A5. So we have our Christmas lights outside up. They're red and white, and it is looking festive out there. It's looking really sweet. But it's fun seeing. I feel like this year there's just lots of other Christmas lights. Yes, I'm the same way as you. I'm now going to take my lipstick shade right here, and this should be the right size. I'm going to just center it in. This was a small piece of scrap from making my original Live Well, Live Strong quilt. I'm lining that up. If we fold this back, you can see I've got my raw edges right here, and we're going to just fold this paper the other way and bring this over. So let's go ahead and stitch right along there on that dashed line. And then we're going to open it up and press it and trim it. Flip, stitch, flip, press, and trim. Okay, so let's go ahead, and you can see everything stitched. Let's open this up. Let's give it a little press. And now we're going to trim our entire little quilt block. Okay, so it looks like the quilt block on the front. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this down. I've got my paper piece up, and I'm going to just trim these edges right along the solid line on the outside of this little foundation paper piecing block. And remember, we're foundation paper piecing tiny, and this is really a new trend out there, is tiny foundation paper piecing. Look at how cute that block is. Isn't that just so fun? I just love it. And look at how precise and accurate that is. Just amazing, isn't it? So we have now made let me get these out. We've made the fuel quilt block. Sorry, these are just a little, I have lots of things laying over here. Let me go ahead and pull this out. This is too funny. We have made fuel, leisure, mindful. We have made freedom. We have made being positive. And we have made self-care. And now we are finished with our balance quilt block. Our very next quilt block is, does anybody know what the quilt block is? Anybody know? So our next quilt block is, let me go ahead and change the camera for you guys. The next quilt block for you guys in this next week is movement. So right after Thanksgiving, it's kind of perfect. We're all supposed to, for our health and wellness, to move our bodies and to feel that movement in our lives. So let me go ahead and show you this on the teeny tiny quilt, but on the large quilt, of course, this is a larger block. So this sweet little block right here, it really looks like a spinning wheel or a spinning gear. So that's what we're going to be working on, is this movement quilt block. Wait. Maybe I'm off. Hold on. Let me look at my little list. Yes, we're on movement. Okay, I'm holding this upside down. So we are on movement right here. So which is absolutely perfect for right after Thanksgiving. So we can all get some movement in our lives and moving around, because that helps us with health and wellness in our lives, to have some movement going on in our lives as we're working. I'm continually to work on balance. Remember that our worksheets for each of the health and wellness quilt blocks that are with this quilt, and this was our quilt block on balance. And remember, for balance, we want to have some momentum. If you're riding a bike, if you have that momentum forward, you can feel that momentum and balance in your lives. Remember that the deep breathing, or if you're spinning a ball on your finger like a basketball player, it is that movement in the ball that makes that balance happening. So we want to have a propelling forward to feel balance in our lives. And sometimes we have to push ourselves and propel forward to have some balance in different aspects of our lives too. So remember, that's what we've been working on this last week. We definitely had a holiday week there, and movement I'm looking forward to after our holiday week, and moving and getting my groove on and working on the different things that I need to be working on, and that would be some movement in our bodies. So I can't wait to be with you on Wednesday. I am still having taken care of Betty and Brant, but I will be here on Wednesday at noon, and I've made arrangements for that, and on Friday too. So I can't wait. I'll be back Wednesday at noon Mountain Standard Time and Friday at noon Mountain Standard Time. I can't wait to hang out with you guys. And remember to live well, live strong, and to just capture the world the way that you want to capture it, especially during this holiday season, and have the gratitude that can heal your souls as you are working on all the different things that we are working on and balancing during the holiday season. So remember to have gratitude in your heart. I love you guys so much, and I love all you quilty friends, and I can't wait to see you guys on Wednesday at noon. So ta-ta for now. Bye everybody. Love you guys so much. We'll see you guys soon on Wednesday.